my dad and mom were born in Vietnam. And they grew up there and unfortunately had to endure the Vietnam War there. And so in 1975, like many other Vietnamese, my parents had to escape and flee. And my father was on this, his picture came up on this PBS documentary about his escape from Vietnam. And luckily, my parents were able to become reunited back when they arrived to the United States. They got married, and then they eventually settled in San Jose, California, which is where we're calling you all from today, and started their life. And as many of you can probably relate to, many people always wanting to come to America to live that quote-unquote American dream. And so my parents did their effort to do that. You know, my parents came here, my mom started off her first job as an accountant, and my dad, a social worker, and, you know, tried to follow the American dream of, you know, having a job and getting a home and starting a family. And so this is a young picture of me and my two older brothers. And, you know, even though my parents were able to make decent income, but they always felt that they just needed a few extra $100 a month so that they could be able to pay off their debt faster or save money for you know, their future faster. And so luckily somebody introduced my father to this campaign, maybe like some of you. And the reason I'm sharing this story is because sometimes a simple invitation we don't realize can come to something that becomes a decision that changed our lives forever. Right? My dad started with the financial industry on a part-time basis. He stayed a social worker as a full-time job, working 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, but would be a campaigner, go out and educate people about their finances on the evenings and on the weekends. And I'm very proud of my father, even amongst a lot of rejection and a lot of doubts, but he stuck it through. And after 7 years, my dad not only was able to become successful in this business, but it was also because of financial education that he was able to pay off all his bills and debts. And so I'm so proud to announce that my family has been a debt-free family in America for the last 27 years and counting. My parents were able to send me and my brothers to private high schools and universities with absolutely no loans whatsoever. And because of being debt-free, my dad was able to start a tradition that every Christmas and every summer and every New Year, we would travel across the world. And so I've spent Christmases in so many different countries. And by the time I was 21, I was able to travel to all seven continents of the world. And so, but my dad has a vision that not only to take care of his own family, but to make sure that he created a system that can help anybody from all walks of life being able to learn how, not only learn financial education, but also learn how to become financially independent by becoming a campaigner, starting your own business, doing entrepreneurship, right? In a simple, fast, clear, and doable way that everybody, no matter you're 18 to 70 years old, whether English is your first language or it isn't. As you've met throughout the whole entire day today, you've seen so many testimonials of our campaigners from all walks of life. And in addition to all of our keynote speakers sharing about the importance of financial education. And my dad not only created a tradition within our family, but he's able to help many other people become successful and also help them create a new tradition as well. In the morning, I shared that my father has been able every single year it started off with just hundreds and now become thousands of people to travel all over the world every single year as a tradition for their family as well. Most recently, we were in Israel with 5,000 people, the first time ever for that country ever since it's been established. And although we had to take a pause for this year to respect shelter in place and social distancing, but as soon as we can all start traveling again, it will continue to be our dream that as you build your financial foundation, that you also learn how to live well and travel and see the world. So I'm so proud of my father for being a pioneer of this financial literacy campaign. and sticking through for the last 34 years on this journey of building a new industry. So can you please all help me welcome and stay tuned for our final message about what our next goal will be as World System Builder. Please help me welcome WSB head coach and my father, Xuan Nguyen. Great job, Dad. So proud of you. Congratulations on everything.
Good evening to many viewers in the East Coast and here in the afternoon. And well, I want to put a disclaimer because many of you who worked with me for 35 years, you never see this picture. Because if I have to put this convention together, I never put myself up. Because I'm a pretty private person, and you know, anything about me is not that important. I always try to live my life to blend in with people. I try to, you know, actually I'm pretty, you can call me an introvert person. I'm a pretty private person. I don't know why I ended up in this business, and I end up working with a lot of people and exposed in ton of, now, you know, usually 10,000 people, now 100,000 people at this convention today. But, you know, the reality is that sometimes you become so big, it's not because you really plan to do it, but circumstance, you know, you happen and you rise up to the challenge. You know, all my life I just want to do something, even though I kind of a private person, but I always want to do something special. I want to do something big. I want to feel better about myself, and I want my family to be proud of me. And, you know, my nature is more fit with a social worker, but I end up doing this thing because I think it's more than just me. Over the years, I have a chance to work with other family, and I relate to a lot of people in this organization. They are just people like me who want to be better off for the family. They never seek glory or power, but they mostly just want to be a good person, a good man, a good woman. And, you know, I'm so blessed today because we built a business, and like us talk about building a house, you build a business, you know, you go to 35 years of this business, and you realize that after a lot of challenge, the stock market crash, the 9/11, and so many events, things that happen to any business, but this business still standing, is pretty strong, and continue to grow in spite of all the challenge upon us. So, you know, first of all, before we close this thing, I want to thank every one of you, and especially the staff and the technical support, everybody, and our business partner, the provider, especially Transamerica, and many other wonderful company, and the speaker who share our vision, who come up and talk with us. Especially for every audience who have a chance to be able to get to know us, we want to thank you for your time, this wonderful time this Saturday. My story is a pretty simple story, a pretty humble story. I struggle every day for the last 35 years. The only things that I find that keep me going because I have something to believe in. I make a motto of my life is that find something you believe in and put your life into it. Because, you know, your belief will be tested every day and many times. But if you have a strong belief, you go on. I take a note today from Andrew Yang. He says something about this, is that your potential is limitless as long as you believe in yourself. And, talking about challenge in life, you don't imagine yourself right now with this pandemic, how incredible a thing happened to you. But that's 26 years old. I left my country with 2 pair of clothes and a few bucks in my hand. That is a tragic change. And just overnight, my family left behind. And for many years, I never see them again. And luckily, after almost 10 years, I was able to begin to see some of my family, and we reunited later on. Doing this business is a dream come true for me, because this is something that dear to me, that is about people who take care of their family. When I started the business, there's a lot of questions about, can you do it? Who are you? And many times we have struggled to describe what you do. And then Andrew Yang talked earlier about, my name is Andrew Yang and run for president. Well, the same thing with me. I cannot relate myself about running one of the largest organizations in financial industry. But just want to tell you, we are, and we plan to do something big. So I just want to announce it today. My name is Xuan Nguyen, and we want to provide financial education for every family in North America, and soon to be in the world. Because I felt that on the shoulder of giant people like you, who teammates who I'm working with in the last 35 years, people who from all walks of life, the people who like Raquel Ramlau, and countless people on this organization who is very simple and humble people, but there is I call it a giant inside of them is awakened. And we had tens of thousands of people like that who've been with us in this campaign. We've been doing this for the last 20, 30 years. And now we achieved the first part of our life. The pandemic fast forwards our schedule. All of a sudden, technology, time change, push forward this model. And then now we realize that we can do a lot bigger. When the world was shelter, and we create social distance, on the other hand, the world create a new phenomenon where most people, through modern technology, we reach out more. For the past several months, we experienced a miracle that people begin to get together. The coming of all the associates, all the team members, all the campaigners who believe into a great cause, get together, put this convention together, raising a large amount of money for a good cause, and also organize and calling and inviting people to listen to wonderful speakers who share vital information of our people's future. It gives us more reason to believe that we can do something very big. So, I like to talk with you about, this is what we want to do. Right after this is our goal for the next 10 years. We want to build with a cause. Every organization cannot be significant, cannot attract, cannot last, cannot be sustainable unless you have a strong reason. You got to build. I think that's the 21st century. proven and witnessed so many organizations that are changing model in the world right now, that company or organization who build not beside profit, company with a good reason, a good cause is a worthwhile organization, and it tends to last for a long, long time, especially organizations like us who rely on people trust and belief and teamwork. So we want to build a future of financial education, and that is our cause. So this is our vision. Our vision is financial education for all. I believe that every man and woman in America, I'm talking about North America, including Canada, we start right here. And I think the world right now, we also share the information with many other parts of the world too. You know, we have big organizations outside the United States. And, you know, financial education is a right. You know, universal education is a right. Every human being, every child grow up, they deserve an education. And I think the adult, every one of us, we deserve a financial education. And WSB commit to do that. That would be in society, in the human race. You know, if the university system don't do it, or the financial system don't do it, there will be a group of men and women like us who will try that thing, because it's a good thing, it's a good cause. So our vision is provide financial education of cost for all. And our mission, I understand a long, long time ago about success. Many people measure success by, you know, the checkbook you have, maybe the title that you acquire, or the power in your hand. But personally, I think success is you're gonna be able to help someone. You know, helping people is a good business. You know, the wartime business is always looking for the bottom line. But we beg to differ. We want to build our business based on serving others and helping others. So our definition of success is helping a friend to become financially independent. I know how important it is to have a peace of mind, to be able to not worry about the money. And I know how doable and how possible it is if we care. When we sit down and we work with someone and we hold them by the hand and we work together, we surround ourselves with good, right-minded people who always want to do the good thing for their family or the people around, and they want to become a saver, they want to take care of the future, we tend to become successful. It become, you know, our motto is that it make it simple, clear, and fast enough, and especially doable, so people can be able to duplicate what we do. Our system, as time go on now, will be on massive contact and follow-up, because we understand financial issue is not easy to talk about. But people need financial education. You know, I remember in my father's village, it was the old days, it's not always easy to get everybody to go to school. But when I moved to the city, it's become a must. So even today, we go back to my village, many people still don't believe strongly about about education, but it's something we need to keep talking about, we need to campaign about. So we build a business not by selling, but might not talk about the product, but we build a business by talking and campaigning about financial education. So that requires the business model going to be a massive, our system in the future is going to base on massive follow-up and contact, because if you don't do that, we're going to fail our mission. and we're going to build it. We're going to walk away from the industry that is individualistic. We decided we're going to work like a team. And better yet, we want to work like a community. And we are a community of hardworking people. We work together. We build a culture of daily discipline and responsibility. Why? Because people, life on the line. Every time we visit someone, we talk to someone, every time that we help somebody sign on the dotted line, some family, some children education will be taken care. Somebody retirement will be taken care. Or some family going to get a will, a trust, or an estate plan, or something that will change their life. So it's important that we take our discipline and responsibility highly, and we do it through teamwork. Because to be able to go fast, you go alone, but you want to go far, you got to go together. And that's what we believe in. We are a group of men with like-minded people and want to become financially secure, and we want to become financially dependent. So I want to announce to you a big goal. In the US alone, over 300 million people in population, we have about 120 million family. And in Canada, 35 million people, also about 12 million households. Together, that we have about 130 plus million households in North America. We want to educate every single family like that, but this is going to be a lifelong effort. I'm the kind of person who like to always very goal-oriented. And where the salespeople, the traditional industry, always looking for what the next sale tomorrow, what is the result tomorrow or for the month. We want to look into what we want to do for the next 10 years. So together, this is a goal that I want to share with you, 30 by 30. Can you put on the poster for me? We want to educate. We know that it's going to be a big task to educate the whole North America family. But we're going to take an effort in the next 10 years to educate, to campaign, to reach out. We put an effort to campaign, talk to 30 million people in the next 10 years, 30 million by 2030. So that is our campaign. We already done our first stage. And today with this massive campaign, with 180,000 people that we reach, we believe we focus on this effort, we can be able to make it happen. Financial education is not an option, it's a necessity. And World System Builder is committed to educate and empower 30 million families by 2030, which is about 3 million a year. And my dream is that if we working and building 1,000, our goal to build 1,000 people, 1,000 campaigner, the leader, the builder who have 1,000 people under. So our goal is going to build 1 million people field force. In the process like that, if you talk about 1 million people who do 3 million a year, so this is a very small goal. So we want to walk away from the traditional thinking of moving the product. We are moving into the education industry in the next 30 years. And for the sake of the time here, we're not going to go to detail how we do it, but I know the whole world is open up. There's a great need out there in North America and also in the world that people is hungry for financial security, financial independence, and especially if they want to do that, they must have financial education. And we probably the only massive organization in the United States and Canada right now with the people like us who willing on from the morning until the afternoon and the nighttime, we join hands together. We work like a team. And we campaign one-on-one. We will campaign in the office, we campaign in the business, we campaign in the library, we campaign in the church, we campaign online. And we do it around the clock. And with that goal, I think every year, in the next 10 years, we will put on a goal to contact and campaign and visit and follow up 3 million people a year. And we have enough people to do that job. So in the days ahead, we're going to have meeting and convention. By June 20, we're going to outlay the plan how we do it. But this is part of the effort. We have developed technology and also our daily counting. We're going to have a clock. It's going to be a fun run. So we're going to monitor this thing very closely from every member of us here in this campaign. I'd like to show something that we work on. Can you show us the campaign clock, Justin? Yeah. So every time you contact someone, sharing our, inviting and follow up on our financial campaign, you're gonna log in. You know, those people that you to contact, you offer that the blue book, you offer the workshop, you offer information. You know, you log in. So like myself today, I go out talk to 3 people, and I'm going to ask them information, allow me, if they agree, for me to follow up with them, I'm going to count 1. And relentlessly, together, with thousands of us work together every day. 10,000 of us work every day. We're going to be able to campaign and impact and follow up and offer our services to 3 million people a year in the next 10 years. Hopefully, in 10 years from now, we're going to be able to educate, not 130 million people in North America, but at least we can do a portion of that. We can make a headway with 30 million people first. And, by building a bigger organization together, we can make it happen. About a great thing happened in the last century. I think people built incredible things in the last century and also begin this century. But I all believe that where people can build hardware, software, computer, they build rocket. But there's an organization like us who want to build people. Building people, helping people from zero to become hero, from nobody to become somebody, is a great work. It takes a lot of belief, care, compassion, and this is something that we choose to do for the next many years. So I'd like to invite many of you here to join us for this campaign. Join us to change North America. Join us to our community. A community, growing this community to 100 million of families who have the same goal to get rid of debt, to save more, to take care of our children, to take care of our family. We become a very, very strong unit in this society that we can become financially dependent. Because become financial dependent is which means that you don't depend on anything. You depend on company, you don't depend on the government, because no matter what, and you can weather all the storm yourself, just like many of us here. And you will take care of yourself. And for that, I think we'll solve the long-term problem that our country and our world is facing. There's so many people who too much depend on someone else. Until the day that we are educated and we understand our responsibility and we put that into action, but we cannot do it alone. We have to do it together with so many people who join hands like that. So come join us. Be part of our campaign. Be part of a movement that change the world. Thank you so much, and we're going to get a job done.
And with that, that concludes Convention for a Cause. I stand here with my father, and to be able to continue his legacy for what he's done for the last 35 years, I promise to be here until whatever days on earth I have. But I want to thank, there's so many people I have to thank. I want to thank the WSB staff. I want to thank On Services, Vimeo, Zoom to help make this production possible, our keynote speakers, our sponsors, but most importantly, our campaigners and all of you, our viewers. Thank you so much. Be part of 30 million by 2030 with us. 30 by 30. Get started on your financial future. Thank you.
Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like